All right, now let's get to the fun part, which is editing the photos with my action pack. So the first one is going to be image foundation. This is step number one. So first, you're going to see instructions. There's instructions in all the different sections and all the different steps. Once you click on that, it's going to actually just tell you what it's going to do, all of the actions. And yeah, so you can go ahead and read that and just click continue after that. Then we have white balance correction. So white balance correction will automatically correct your white balance for your image. Sometimes it does an amazing job. Sometimes it doesn't. You're going to have to test it out and see if it does. So I'm going to click on that one and see how it does with the image I have here. Could be better. It's kind of bluish. I don't think that's the right color. So I'm just going to delete that layer. And we're going to go to the next step where we're going to do it manually. So camera raw is the next one. We're going to click on that. And this is going to open up the camera raw. Now you can do all kinds of different adjustments here from the light, color, effects, curves, and all that good stuff. But here, I just want to correct the white balance. So I'm going to go in color and we have temperature, tint, vibrance, and saturation. We want to move the temperature and tint. So we can move these manually if we want to adjust it manually, or we can do it like I like to do it, which is taking the eyedropper tool and selecting a neutral gray area in your image. All right. So I know sometimes you might not have any grays in your image and it's kind of hard to find. So what you want to do is basically check on your histogram up here, and there's going to be numbers as you're hovering over the image. I'm going to show you guys. So as I'm hovering, you can see the numbers of the red, green, and blue changing, right? So you want to get those numbers as close to each other as possible. So I'm going to get something like this, maybe something like this. 117, 116, and 112 is pretty close. I'm going to click here. Doesn't do much of a change. Something else we can try is taking a sample of the grays. So I'm just going to hold my left button on my mouse and take samples until I get something that kind of looks like it should be the right colors. So for me, this kind of looks like the right colors. I'm going to go with that. Oh, that looks even better. So that's pretty good. So that was 148, 147, 147. Yeah, so I'm just going to go with this one here and I'm going to press OK. Now you're going to get some information. Sometimes you can read that and just click continue. Next one is going to be noise reduction. So first of all, I personally use a AI application called Topaz Labs. You can use that as well, or any other application that does that for you. And what that does is basically removes all the noise and keeps the sharpness of the subject. So that's really, really good. There's a native program with Photoshop and Lightroom that does that as well if you want to try it out. But if not, I have an action here that does just that. It's not as good as those softwares, but it does a pretty good job as well. So noise reduction, we are going to click on that. And this is going to remove the noise from the whole image. So if you want to bring back some details in your image, you'll have to brush over those parts. So you're going to get some information here. You can read that as well and press continue. Now you have a white mask here and you want to get a black brush to reveal what's underneath. All right. So this, all of the actions, by the way, they automatically will select the tools and color that you need. So you don't have to check for that and you don't have to change the colors or whatever. It's going to do it automatically for you. So that's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and just brush where I want to get the details back. So I want to get the details back from Fritz. So I'm just going to brush over him just like so. I'm just going to do this really quickly for the purpose of the video. So it might not be perfect, but you can take your time and try and make it as good as possible. So there you go. That's good. All right. So next I'm going to move to, it's going to be sharpening without halos. So this one is going to sharpen your image as you brush over parts and without creating any halos that is caused by over sharpening. Okay. So I'm going to click on that one. And it might take a few moments. There's a few steps in there, depending on your computer as well. All right, so you can read this here and press continue. All right, so now we have a black mask and we want to take a white brush to reveal. All right. So as you can see, there's no more noise around except there's some noise on the subject because this reveals some of the details. All right. So now I want to add more sharpness. So I'm just going to brush automatically. Again, it chooses the right color and the right tool. So I have the brush and it's set to white. So I can just go ahead and brush over wherever I want more details. And there you go. You can see the difference here. Quite a big difference. So I'll just leave it like that for this example. All right, now, yeah, so this is pretty much it for the image foundation. Then the last one that it says here, suggested flatten layers before next steps. So I would highly suggest flatten your image at this point so it doesn't cause any problems following the next steps. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on this one here, this action, take snapshot and flatten image. And there you go. So I'll see you in the next step, which is going to be color magic.